welcome in to be our guest. And we have Phil Easter here with us today, and a lot of you know Phil from Southern Homes and Gardens. He's kind of semi-retired. None of us ever retire. But he's a master gardener,
Yes.
and we're going to talk about some things that you can do to create beauty from your own yard.
Yes, yes.
And you know what? Be thinking about what you plant. If you don't already have some of these things
That's
we're
true.
going to talk about, when you plant something, think ahead of time and think of how you can utilize this and have multi ways to enjoy it.
I think it's part of it, Virginia, is looking at something a little bit differently. We
I
normally
agree.
look at it as part of the composite for the landscape and how it complements, but all of a sudden we can figure out how can we take it inside perhaps and use it as
And do something
decorative
beautiful,
material.
beautiful with it. And I love this. So we're going to start. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with some of the things that
Okay.
we may have in our landscape.
Okay.
I'm going to start with this. This is aspidistra,
Yes.
or cast iron plant,
Plant.
or saloon plant.
I love that.
And that has an interesting background. It will do well with very limited light. Of course, most of the old-timey saloons didn't have
That's
much light.
right.
But more importantly, the cast iron part of it comes from it survived the tobacco spittings. So it's the cast iron plant, or the or the saloon plant.
In other words, hardy.
It's very hardy, very hardy, and it spreads but very slowly.
Yes.
So it's not going to be invasive. Okay.
And it's a beautiful decorative
Oh
foliage.
yes. Now it
with-
takes a lot of shade. It does
Yes,
not take sunlight,
yes.
so don't plant that in the
but
sunlight.
it'll last forever once
yes.
it's cut.
Yes, yes. Okay. Boxwood, we have
Mm-hmm.
either the Japanese. This is an American boxwood. It grows much smaller, slower than the Japanese, but it holds its foliage very well. You have the holly fern, and we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. And then podocarpus, or Japanese yew, is one of my favorite.
yes.
It gives you line and it gives you filler, so you got combination there. Wonderful color, the Akuba, and Fascia, wonderful shape and background. You've got the Nandina berries, and then you've got the wonderful color of the Nandina foliage itself. See how that
And it
complements?
gets very vibrant this
Oh,
time
yes,
of year.
yes, yes. Now, if we're going to harvest this for indoor use or decorative use, we want to do it early in the day,
Okay.
before it gets too warm. We want to carry a bucket of warm water with us, okay?
Okay.
Because when we cut, we want to put immediately the stems in that warm water. Cold water will work, but they'll take up the warm water much better, okay?
The warm water rises up through the
Yes,
stems
yes.
more quickly.
Yes,
So if you
yes.
want to revive, that's
Yeah.
better.
Now, we're going to use what we call little bypass trimmers. The blades bypass so it doesn't squeeze or mash the stem. Okay? And we want to put a diagonal cut on it.
Yes.
Put it right in our bucket of water.
The diagonal cut, folks, is because the diagonal give you more
Give you more surface for
so
absorption
you have
of
more
moisture.
room for that
Yeah,
water to
you're,
move
you're
up.
good. You're good.
Well, I owned a florist for 18 years.
Oh, well, you got me beat.
I'm cheating.
15
I'm
years
cheating.
for mine. For 15 years for
I
me.
love this stuff.
So anyway, that's where we're at. Now, I brought this, and I will admit it's past its prime. But
That's okay. We get the picture.
one of the questions I get when we work with things, how long is it going to last? This piece was done in early December.
Wow.
It's been on the back porch, so it's been cool. But and it's a door swag.
Yes.
So you have, see a hanger here?
Uh-huh.
Now, if you're going to use this door swag, I glue some velvet ribbon around it, so it doesn't scratch
Right,
the surface of the
right.
door. But it's been in a cool, but if it were on the front door, it'd be cool too. So this has survived, basically. Now you have some damage. The holly fern that we talked about has seen better days. This is a variegated ginger lily.
Pretty.
Now,
Pretty.
and you raised the question earlier. Yes, this will winter kill down to the ground, but I harvest this before those heavy freezes in
Great,
December.
great.
The other thing is, I just took this, whittled off, and I'll take this out. I whittled off the stem so we could get it into the oasis, and then just used a desk stapler
Yeah, just
to hold
roll
it
it
together.
under.
Yep. And you've got the boxwood. You've got a, right out of my mind, an evergreen.
And you-
okay.
you know, you
it
could-
had originally these berries in it,
Christmas?
but for Christmas. But the berries had deteriorated and fallen off. But look at how that worked. Now we could take this and use it for Valentine's Day. We can use it for Easter, something like that. So you've got something you can adapt year round.
I love it. And let me tell you what. Take a look around your yard, see what you've
Yes.
got to work with. If you don't have some of those things, plant them. And you know what? Not only is it beautiful, but it's economical.
Economical.
Instead of going and buying different things, you can make
Yeah,
your
you
own.
can make your own.
Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
sharing all that talent with us.
You're
and
welcome.
thank you for being with us, and we will be right back.